Please welcome our headlining storyteller of the evening, a formidable force of femininity, Meryle Evans.
I thought I'd try that one at least, see if her theory was correct. March 24th, 1992. I am a month away from being 10, and I'm in the backseat of my parents' car, driving from Toronto back to Oakville. We're leaving our naturopath/chiropractor because we're hippies. And we're driving along the Gardiner, and we're going past the CNE Stadium. Remember the CNE Stadium? And there's a concert going on that night. And I know there's a concert going on that night. I heard it on the news. Yeah. And I was not approving of it. I scowled as we went past because I knew that U2 was having their Zoo TV tour. And in my little child mind, Bono was a misogynist, and therefore a bad person, and I did not approve of that band playing there. Now, if you know anything about U2, you go, Bono, misogynist? What are you talking about? When I was a little kid, my very 1970s feminist mother never really sort of told me about feminism and misogyny, but I just kind of had it in my head. So I remember being very young and seeing Guns N' Roses memorabilia with like a bikini chick on it, and I was like, oh, they're objectifying women. That's bad. They must be misogynists. They have really long hair. I guess misogynists have really long hair. And because my father was an audio engineering teacher and a bit of a, oh, that's an understatement, a massive rock and roll music archivist, we would get all sorts of magazines in our house all the time, Rolling Stones, Q magazine, and sometime around Rattle and Hum, which I think was '89, I remember seeing a cover of Rolling Stone with Bono on it, and he has some sort of floral shirt that's like undone on the button. He's got this long hair, just like, I'm Bono. And for some reason, the way he looked made me think of Guns N' Roses. So I just assumed that he was exactly like Guns N' Roses. So I had this idea in my head. So no, they're bad. I know this. The winter of that year, I remember being, once again, at my naturopath's office and reading a Time magazine, because I was a precocious child. And there was a picture of Bono with his face full of makeup, he has these little devil horns on, and he's got this gold jacket on, and he's with Salman Rushdie. And I see this picture of him, and I'm kind of like, I feel kind of funny about this. This is kind of, no, he's a bad person. He is a bad person. And I brushed it out of my mind, but I do remember being, oh, what? No. In 1993, I was about 11 years old. The video for U2's Numb came out, and it featured The Edge, the guitarist, as the lead singer in the song. And he looked a lot like my father. And I later found out that we actually share the same last name and our families are from the same part of Wales. So, who knows? But I liked this video and I really kind of related to it a lot. And then all of a sudden there's Bono in the video and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. But then all these videos started showing up for the album Zooropa. And at that point, I absolutely had to change my mind. Because there was something about the music and the lyrics that called to me in a way that no music had ever called to me before. I did not have a good childhood. I had Unconditional love was not something that our family gave. In fact, I was psychologically abused by my parents, unbeknownst to them, because their parents had psychologically abused them. And members of my family, a member of my family, tried to kill me on a few occasions. And every time I went to an adult, I got in a large amount of trouble. I got called a liar, I got called a bully, and I got basically shamed until I said, no, I made it all up. They never hurt me. They never tried to drown me. They never pushed me out of the hayloft and broke my arm. Those were all my fault. I was also undiagnosed autistic. I'm Asperger's, and I've had a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy. But when I was a child, my confusing behavior often got me in a lot of trouble. I was in a very, very loveless childhood. I had no friends. My family mostly hated me, and I was autistic and confused. Music was the only thing that consoled me. And there was something about the music on the Zeropa album that just felt like an embrace around me. And I wasn't very aware that I could sing. I was actually pretty ashamed of my voice. I thought I was a bad singer. And it turns out I wasn't a bad singer. I just was a child who sounded like an adult when they sang. So when I started singing along to all these U2 songs, I found that Bono's range was exactly the same as my 13-year-old range. So singing those songs and saying those words that felt comforting, it was my only friend during a time when I didn't have any friends whatsoever. And it's a very sonically strange landscape that entire album is. It was produced by Brian Eno, and you can really tell it was produced by Brian Eno. If you're not really into U2, but you're into Brian Eno, check out Zeropa. You might be surprised how you feel about it. I spent that entire winter just listening to that album nonstop, to the point that now when I listen to it, I can't help but smell the cold and feel the silence of snow on trees and ground and everything. So, because of that, all of a sudden, U2 became one of the most important things in my life because it was the only thing that loved me back. I became obsessed with Achtung Baby, which was the album that they toured with Zoo TV. Got a copy of the Zoo TV tour, the one that I scowled at as we drove past, and found out it was actually really, really well done, very theatrical, really entertaining, and I was really mad that I never got to see it. So one of the greatest desires in my heart at that time was to see U2 and to meet Bono, because I started reading books about him, and I started finding that he had a lot of the same sort of socially awkward problems when he was younger. He was dyslexic, he had some problems with his family, and I started surprisingly relating to this person who I had the exact same vocal capacities as. 1997. I'm 15 years old. U2 have released Pop. It's all right. It's no Zeropa. It's no Achtung Baby. It's no Boy. But they're going on tour. They're going on tour. They're going to have a ridiculous stage show. They've got a giant lemon that they're going to come out of. It's going to be great. And tickets go on sale for the show in October. In March. I'd never been to a concert before, never officially been to a concert before. So my dad, being the audio engineering guy that he is, was like, you know what? Why don't I take you to your first concert? You know, we'll have a little daddy-daughter time. I'll enjoy myself, you'll enjoy yourself. You know, it'll be great. We'll go to the Sky Dome. We'll see you two together. It'll be your first concert. Awesome. So we get these tickets, and this is the plan, my first concert with Dad. Great. So we go away for the summer. We go to England. Lovely time. Come back. When I come back, by the time I get to high school, I did have some friends. Weirdo goth kid art hall friends. And they were awesome. Because when I was away, they did me the biggest favor of my life, frankly. I get back, and they go, Hey, Meryle, you owe us $50. David Bowie tickets went on sale when you were gone, and we knew you'd lose your shit if we didn't buy them for you, so you owe us $50. What? David Bowie tickets? David Bowie tickets? You bought me David Bowie tickets. When's the show? Oh, yeah, it's like 4 days before the U2 concert. You bought one ticket? Yeah, we bought one ticket. So I'm going to my first concert 4 days before I was supposed to go to my first concert, and it's going to be David Bowie, and it's going to be without my dad. Holy shit. Awesome. 1997 was when he released the Earthling album, you know, the one with the beautiful Union Jack jacket that he wore all the time. It was post his Nine Inch Nails tour, which I never got to see. But he was playing, David Bowie was playing at the government, guys. David Bowie was playing at the government, you guys. Sir, could you stand up for a second, please? I need to use you as a prop. That's how far away David Bowie was from me. That's how far away David Bowie was from me. Thank you. No, please do applaud me. It was phenomenal. He could see the whites of my eyes. I could see the whites of his eyes. It was this intimate, phenomenal experience. And after U2, Bowie was the one person. U2 made me feel like I was loved. When I found out about Bowie, I realized that I wasn't the only one in the entire world. There were at least two of us. At least two of us. Thank God. And when you're a little freaky little weirdo kid and you think you're the only one like that in the world and you think there's something seriously wrong about you, finding someone like David Bowie saves your life. Saves your life. And I gotta be honest, I'm still really messed up about his death. And if I didn't get a chance to see him in concert, I would be a lot more fucked up than I am right now. But I got to see him, I got to be that close to him, and it was amazing. 4 days later, it's time to go see U2 with my dad. We're gonna go to the Sky Dome. So I've got my shaved off Ziggy Stardust eyebrows going. I've got my short blue hair with like purple streaks in the front. I've got this, I think I had my army camo shorts on because it was 97. And I had a sushi t-shirt because nobody liked sushi back then. Everyone was still like, raw fish, what's that about? I don't know if you guys remember when people didn't like sushi. That actually there was a time when that happened. So I was all excited. We were going. I was like, all right, cool. Well, we've already had this amazing, phenomenal experience with Bowie. Obviously, U2 is going to be exactly like that at the Sky Dome. So we're in a millionth level. Bono is probably about like, oh geez, like what's that? Like a quarter of an inch high, and I'm still enjoying myself, but it's very, very different experience from this Bowie concert I go to, and you know, I start kind of looking around and kind of sussing out the vibe of the audience and what's going on because I've never really been in the presence of that many people and. I'm kind of sensitive. I feel people's energy. I sense stuff. So I was very like, whoa, what is this? I've never experienced this sort of ecstatic energy, all just sort of directed at these people down there. And I started noticing that every so often there'd be someone who'd be like, Bono! And it was someone that I could see. Someone who was like maybe 3 inches tall compared to where I was. But still far enough away that like, Bono can't see you. He has no idea where you are. He probably can't even hear you because of acoustics. But these people kept kind of screaming out his name like they wanted some sort of absolution, like they needed him to be like, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Like he needed that from them, but that was never gonna happen. We're in the fucking Sky Dome, and Bono is like the size of a freaking ant. And in this moment, as I'm kind of wondering at the absurdity of this, I all of a sudden have this almost like my head split open and this bing noise just shocked me awake, and all of a sudden I was present in the moment and I was connected to everyone as one, and I just looked around at everything, and I started laughing, and I started laughing hysterically, and my chest started bubbling with these emotions, and I started feeling all these strange, overwhelming things, and I could feel everything that was happening, and all I could think was, oh my God, these tiny little ant-men have managed to fool all of these people into thinking they're magical when they're just men. They're just men exactly the same as every single one of us here. And these people think that somehow they're special because they're on stage, and they're not. We're all just exactly the same. And this is hilarious. This is so funny. And I'm pretty much having like a cosmic awakening moment of enlightenment at the absurdity and like beauty of life at a U2 concert. And my dad's sitting next to me, and he's kind of like, are you okay? And I'm laughing, and, you know, they're kind of, they know they have a weird kid. They've got, you know, friends who are into Buddhism. So I just was like, it's hilarious. They're just normal people, and all of these people want something from them. And he just kind of is like, okay, you having fun, right? Oh, fuck yeah, I'm having fun. This is hilarious. Okay, cool. So we went about, and I continue to have my profound enlightenment moment. This concert was on a Sunday. At that time, the Ontario high school teachers were on strike. So, since one of my arty gothy friends had a dad who worked at the AGO, we thought, well, we're gonna go independently learn by going to see the Keith Haring art exhibition at the AGO, because that actually sounds really cool, and we're totally into that sort of thing. So that was the plan. We're on the GO train, and I'm explaining to my friends this ridiculous incident and how silly it was. They're just people. They're just people. Celebrities and rock stars, they're just people. They're no better than any of us. Like, they're exactly the same as us, just with, you know, different jobs. And if I ever met The Edge, I said, I would treat him like a human being. I would walk up to him, I'd shake his hand, I'd say I really appreciate his work, and I'd just try and engage him like a human being. I would do that because that is what I learned in my enlightenment moment as a 15-year-old at this U2 concert. We get into the AGO. We're inside. Our friend's father has printed out some like 8x10 like information on Keith Haring and given it to all of us. And I'm in there, and my best friend Megan, we're leaning over some stuff from some notes from his school book. We're like, oh, that's really neat. And I noticed some other people come in, and I don't really pay attention to them because we're kind of reading through the cute thing that he wrote. And this guy kind of comes up to look over my shoulder at what I'm looking at. But he comes in really close, like he doesn't really understand like personal space or boundaries. And I'm kind of like, and I'm a really shy, weird kid, but I was like this close to turning around and being like, excuse me, can you please not? Can you please get away from me? But I didn't, because I was shy, and I was like, and he goes away. And then me and my friend are still looking at the thing, and then our other friend, James, comes up behind me, and right behind me he says, don't look now, but Bono is standing right over there. Which is exactly something he would say to fuck with me. So without even turning around or thinking, I just go, are you fucking with me? That loud. And I turn around, and he has this look on his face like, and he keeps like kind of like looking in the direction, and I'm like, okay, he's never made that face before. I'm all of a sudden very concerned. So I immediately turn back around to where I was standing, and I just kind of oh my fucking God, Bono is standing right over there. Oh my fucking God, Bono is standing right over there. Oh my God, he's standing right over there. And then James goes, yeah, he was leaning over your shoulder a second ago. I almost told Bono to fuck off. Holy shit. And everything I said on the train just goes out the fucking window. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But I'm trying to be like, because he's right there. And he's probably used to it. He's probably like, they noticed. All right, we'll see how this plays out. And so I'm just like, so all of a sudden we're kind of like, they're like, I don't know what to do. I was like, well, we have this thing. I think I'm going to ask him to sign this handout sheet that I got. I think I'm gonna no, guys, I'm gonna go ask him. I'm asking him. And I go over to him. And I go over to him and I'm like, excuse me, Bono. Hey, hi, I'm such a really big fan. I was just wondering if I could get your autograph. I saw your show on Sunday. It was really great. I really like when you guys came out of the lemon. That was really great. And he's like, oh, thank you so much. No, we had a great time. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. And I'm like, thanks so much. And I'm like freaking out, like full on, like, oh my God, the one person in the entire world that I ever wanted to meet who ever meant anything to me, and he's standing right here. Thank you so much for the autograph. Oh, look, you drew a picture of yourself on it. Thanks so much. Just walk away. Just walk away in fear. And then so everyone like has been watching and like waiting the whole time while I'm talking to him. And as soon as like I walk away from him, they're like, all right, we're in. Hey, can we get an autograph too? Hey, can we have an autograph? We were at the show too. It was really good. Can we also have an autograph? So everybody gets their autograph, and then James comes up to me afterwards and he's like, he shook my hand. I'm never gonna wash it. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Because at that moment, I've calmed down enough to realize what I had said before and what I had done there were exactly the fucking opposite. And I was kind of a hypocrite, even though I'd learned this magical thing and was now, like, momentarily enlightened. I acted like a scaredy cat. So we kind of move into the next room, and I'm kind of like, fuck, why did I do that? I'm such a jerk. I did exactly what I said I wouldn't do. Why would I do that? And then I keep kind of looking over at him, and we're all kind of trying to be cool and Canadian and be like, go enjoy the exhibition. Bye. Bye, superstar of music. Bye. And I kept looking at him, and, you know, he had these, like, cool platform shoes on because he's actually, I don't know if you know this, he's really short. He's like under 5'6". And so he was wearing these really cool platform shoes because it was the mid-90s. And I went, you know what? I'm going to go tell him I like his shoes. I'm just going to try and talk to him like a normal human being. So I go over to Bono again, and I'm like, hey, sorry, I wanted to tell you I really like your shoes. And he was like, oh, thanks. Yeah, they're really cool, big stompers, you know? And I'm like, yeah, I love platform shoes. I wish I could wear platform shoes, but I got this weird, like, sciatica back problem, so I can't even wear high heels. I'm 15. I have a sciatica. What? I didn't say that part. And then he's like, oh, yeah, well, high heels, you gotta be careful with those stilettos. You might intimidate guys, scare them away. I'm like, yeah, like if they had like a spike heel, that would look really dangerous. And he's like, oh, yeah, watch out. And I'm like, cool. Anyway, I also really like your glasses. Side note, this was during the yellow glasses period, not the black glasses period. His response to, I really like your glasses was, oh, thanks, they're great for hiding behind. And I know, because I had to stop myself from saying, hiding behind? They're how everybody recognizes you. What are you talking about? But I didn't say that. I was just like, yeah, no, I like your sunglasses. They're pretty schnazzy. I said it like that, too. I was like, they're schnazzy. And he was like, yeah, hide behind. Yeah, I was like, yeah, cool. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to say that about your shoes, and thanks for the autograph, and, you know, enjoy the exhibition. And he was like, thanks, you know what, you too. And I was like, thanks a lot, man. And I turn around, and all of my friends are standing right behind me. And James goes, oh, what, because he shook my hand? You're trying to outdo me? And Bono can hear. He's standing right there. And I'm like, no, I like the shoes. I really wanted to talk to him. And then I felt a lot better because I was just like, I did. I treated him like a human being. And by the end of the exhibition, someone had called CTV, and there was a film crew there filming him. But I gotta say, all the weird things that you two have done, all of the reasons that people dislike them, I can never, ever hate you two because, one, they were there for me emotionally when no one else was, and two, Bono had no reason to be nice to a weird 15-year-old kid with no eyebrows and blue hair. And he engaged me in human-to-human conversation, treated me decently, and he saw me at a time when no adults in my life saw me or listened to me. And he gave me the time of day. And I can't not respect that. He was exactly what I thought he was. A human being, just like everyone else. No different, no more special, just the same as everybody else. And man, I hope that one day I'll be able to thank him personally again for doing that. And just in case you don't believe me, he drew a picture of himself, guys. Do you see that? He put a little heart above his name and put the date on it. And everyone else's autograph, they got a picture, but it was like this. It was like 2 inches. It wasn't the full thing. Anyway, now my friend Mark's gonna come up here and we're gonna sing you a song.